So, if you're in the bakery business, you know this battle all too well. It's this daily fight against an invisible enemy that just eats away at your profits, wastes your precious time, and can even hurt your reputation. I'm talking, of course, about microbial spoilage. And today, we're going to break down a modern solution that's designed to help you finally win that fight.
Just take a look at this. I mean, the picture says it all, right? On the right, a totally normal slice of bread after a couple of weeks. But on the left, that's a slice treated with a silver-based solution. The difference is just undeniable. This image gets right to the heart of the problem we're talking about. How do you extend freshness and stop, literally throwing money in the bin?
All right, so before we jump into the solution, let's really get to know the enemy, right? This is that constant, nagging threat that can undo all of your hard work, all of your precision, and it often does it in ways you don't even see until it's way too late. And what's so fascinating here is how specific these risks are. These are the exact moments where it all goes wrong. You've got contamination happening after the baking is done, on cooling racks, on slicers. Then there's that insidious mold that loves to grow in your warm, humid proofing chambers. And get this, it can even come from the packaging itself. And for anyone making filled products, that dreaded bloating, well, that's a surefire sign that microbes are having a party.
And here they are, the main culprits by name. The thing is, these aren't some exotic superbugs. They're common molds like Penicillium and Aspergillus, plus all sorts of yeasts and bacteria. They're literally everywhere in a bakery environment just waiting for their chance to thrive and ruin your beautiful products. So what if you could fight back with a modern shield, one that's actually engineered for this specific fight? Well, let's introduce the hero of our story, a specialized colloidal silver from a company called Si14 Pharma. And here we have it. Now, this is not your run-of-the-mill all-purpose cleaner. It's described as an advanced silver nanodispersion, which is really just a technical way of saying it's incredibly fine, pure silver particles spread evenly through a liquid. It's formulated from the ground up for the unique challenges you face in a bakery. This is a professional tool for a professional environment.
Okay, so what is this stuff really? Put simply, it's a solution of pure water with these teeny tiny microscopic particles of silver suspended in it. These nanoparticles are the secret sauce. They work by safely getting in the way of how microbial cells function. They basically stop them from growing and making copies of themselves. And this is where you can really see why not all solutions are the same. I mean, we're talking about silver that's 99.99% pure. That's incredible. The particles are only about 15 nanometers, which makes them super effective. And here's the big one. It's water-based, so no harsh chlorine, no alcohol, no aggressive chemicals. Plus, it stays effective on the shelf for a full 2 years. Okay, claims are one thing, right? But the proof is in the pudding, as they say. So the big question is, does this stuff actually work? Let's take a look at the evidence. Wow, I mean, this picture just says it all, doesn't it? On the left, you see a petri dish that is just overrun with bacterial growth. That's the control sample. Now look at the right. That's the dish that was treated with the Si14 Pharma solution. The growth is gone. It's almost completely suppressed. This isn't just a clever photo, it's hard scientific proof of its power. Let's put a real number on that power, a big, powerful number. In lab tests against common troublemakers like Candida fungi, the microbial population was reduced by over 99.9%. That is near total elimination. That's the kind of control we're talking about. So how does this really stack up against what you might be using now? Well, think about traditional sanitizers. They often use harsh chemicals that can actually corrode your expensive equipment over time, and they can leave behind weird smells or residues. The Si14 Pharma solution, on the other hand, is non-corrosive, has absolutely no impact on the taste or smell of your final product, and it's certified safe for the food industry. And what's the ultimate result of all this science? What does it get you? How about this? You could potentially double the shelf life of your baked goods. Just think about that for a second. What would that mean for your business, your distribution, and your customers? Okay, that all sounds great, but how do you actually use this in a real busy bakery? Well, the system is designed to be super simple and flexible. It's all built around 3 clear ways to protect your products. They've broken it down into this really easy to remember SHA framework. So first up is S for standard. This is your everyday sanitation for surfaces, equipment, things like that. Then you have H for heavy duty. You use this for those really critical spots like your slicers or proofers. And finally, A for additive.
And this one is pretty incredible. After a pilot test, you could actually microdose it right into your dough as a processing aid to fight spoilage from the inside out. And the ways you can apply it are just as flexible. It's designed to fit right into the workflow you already have. You can spray and wipe down surfaces, you can soak your tools and equipment parts, you can even use an aerosol dry fog to treat an entire room. And of course, you can use a metered pump to add it directly during mixing. All right, now let's get to what really matters for any business owner, the bottom line. Because at the end of the day, protecting your product is really about protecting your profitability. So let's look at the actual economic impact. Get this. On average, a bakery might lose a staggering 10 to 15% of everything it produces to spoilage. That's a huge chunk of your revenue just vanishing. But by putting in a proactive control program like this, you could cut those losses by 30, even 50%. I mean, look at the difference on this chart. It's a game changer. Let's put some real money to this to make it tangible. Let's say your business currently loses around 50,000 rubles a month just spoiled products. By using this system, you could slash that loss by more than half. That means you could be putting an extra 35,000 rubles or so directly back into your pocket every single month. So when you boil it all down, the financial benefits are crystal clear. You drastically reduce the amount of product you have to write off and throw away. That directly leads to more sellable inventory. Your brand's reputation for quality and freshness goes up, and you could actually recapture 5 to 10% of your turnover that was just disappearing into thin air. You know, this quote just absolutely nails it. It's time to stop thinking of sanitation as just another expense. An investment in proactive microbial control is a direct investment in your profitability. It's not a cost, it's a strategic move to grow your business. So I want to leave you with this one question to really think about for your own operation. After seeing all the risks and all the potential, what is that invisible enemy, that constant spoilage, truly costing your business each and every month?